Defining a cult is no easy task. Some will argue that authoritarian regimes, like Stalin's or Mao's, were basically giant cults with total control, blind loyalty, and brutal consequences for stepping out of line. Others will point to major religions like Catholicism or Islam, claiming they share certain cult-like traits. However, while both arguments might hold some truth, they don't quite fit the definition. A cult is smaller, more secretive, and is often built around a leader or ideology that demands absolute loyalty. It thrives on manipulation, isolates its members, and prioritizes the group's survival at any cost. Here are 5 most distressing worships which should be stopped. 5. The Santa Muerte cults. Let's jump right out the gate with Mexico's Santa Muerte cults. Santa Muerte, or Saint Death, has a special place in Mexican culture. Her annual celebrations are usually family-friendly affairs, with followers exchanging gifts like incense and candy. However, some groups are blending her worship into violent practices tied to crime. One of the most shocking cases happened in Sonora Province between 2010 and 2011, when cult leader Sylvia Meraz and her followers carried out ritualistic blood sacrifices, murdering 2 10-year-old boys and a 55-year-old woman. More recently, in 2024, another cult leader known as La Madrina Cheo was killed at a Santa Muerte altar during the celebrations. Although the Roman Catholic Church in Mexico has openly criticized Santa Muerte worship, it shows no sign of slowing down. 4. The Brethren. The Brethren, also called the Jim Roberts Group or Garbage Eaters, is a highly secretive religious group founded in 1971 by Jim Roberts. Its members have to give up everything, possessions, families, and modern life, to live on the road, surviving on dumpster dive food and odd jobs. They follow strict Christian teachings and cut all their ties with the outside world, making it heartbreaking for the families who are trying to get in touch with their loved ones. 3. The Rajneesh Movement. The Rajneesh Movement was started by Indian mystic Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, later known as Osho, in the late 1960s. Rajneesh was a controversial figure with bold views on topics like marriage, which he called social bondage. His ideas drew in thousands of followers, but they often came at a cost. Families were uprooted, children lost access to education, and members were isolated in communes. After clashing with authorities in India, the group moved to Oregon in the 1980s. They quickly became infamous for wiretapping immigration fraud and even orchestrating the largest bioterror attack in U.S. history. Rajneesh was eventually deported, but small groups of his followers still exist in the United States, Europe, and other parts of the world. 2. The Congregation for the Light. Known as Manhattan's secret cult, the Congregation for the Light, or simply the Light, has operated quietly out of a brownstone in New York since the 1970s. It has about 200 members in New York and others in Washington, D.C., and Atlanta, who believe they descended from a master Aryan race on Atlantis. Women are discouraged from higher education and are usually married off within the group. Corporal punishment and strict adherence to meetings are common, and absences are rarely excused. While leader Tom Baer has denied the allegations of abuse, his ex-followers have described a life of fear, control, and isolation. 1. The Order of the Solar Temple. The Order of the Solar Temple mixed New Age spirituality with Freemason-style rituals and promised the world would end in the mid-1990s. At its peak, it gained global infamy for a string of mysterious deaths in France, Switzerland, and Canada. But when the apocalypse didn't show up as scheduled, the group began to fall apart. While it has largely faded from prominence, the cult still has between 140 and 500 members who remain devoted to its teachings. That's a wrap for today. Follow us for more facts.